So, you want to be a god. You've killed Colmy a couple of times, and you really want to explore the map, but you don't want to do it with just your 8 perks. Well, do I have the video for you. When you first spawn in, you will have your starting spell and your starting explosive. This can either be the bomb, which I think is the most common because I always get the freaking bomb, or dynamite, or firebolt, or the fire blast thing, or crystals, and I think that's it. If you have anything other than the bomb or crystals, you can go up here and get the orb that's up there and a tablet. And tablets are going to be your best friend. Now that you have or don't have the tablet above, next up is the tablet to the right by the lava lake. I like to at least have 1 tablet, especially 2, just in case one gets eaten by one of those green spider guys. Now that we're going through areas with wands, there are a certain 4 spells that you're especially looking out for. Those are plasma, black holes, healing, especially circle of vigor would be awesome, and teleports. Now, a couple of items, especially potions to look out for, is unstable teleports and poly, believe it or not, since those items you can use to skip holy mountains and save them for later. Congratulations, you've hit your first holy mountain. Huzzah! Now, you might be tempted to hit both of these things straight away, but I recommend only taking the full health generation. For spell refresher, you might want to save when you're coming back up through the holy mountains with black holes. Now there's wands. I'm looking for teleports. Awesome, have that. And black holes. Awesome, also have that. So I'm just gonna buy both of these, and I'll sort that out in a bit. I wish these were small teleports, but that's okay. And for perks, what would be the amazing is Tinker Everywhere, since then you don't really have to worry about saving holy mountains to mess with wands. But otherwise, go for things that won't alter your character in ways you might regret. Like freezing, liquids freezing your presence is incredibly annoying. Sure, you don't get lit on fire because you're putting out the fire everywhere, but then you can't jump in water, you can't swim. That will block things out future in the game. You want to think in the long term here. So out of these, I'm going to take fire immunity because I know this will save me the most health. Great. So you've completed everything that you possibly want to do in the first holy mountain, and you're ready to move onwards. To avoid pissing off the gods or collapsing the holy mountain, meaning you can't come back here later to edit your wands to your pleasing, because trust me, you will want to save these holy mountains, you are going to avoid specifically the area highlighted on screen now. Or you could use poly, splash yourself with it, and transmute into something, and you can go through it without triggering it. Or you could use teleportation to get out of this room, which could be risky because it could shove you in a pit of lava or something you don't want to be in. You can also just deal with pissing off the gods by mining through with black holes or plasma, or you can use teleports and fly right about here and just teleport right up here. And you can also do that to get back in. Now that you're ready to leave this holy mountain, a few things to keep in mind before I come back to you at the next holy mountain is mostly just gather as much gold as possible, especially with your tablet, because then you can trick shot and get double gold, whilst also remembering all the other things I said earlier in this video. Congratulations, you've made it to the second holy mountain. Hopefully you are still alive and didn't perform something stupid like I did on my previous run. Now, here you have a pretty important decision to make. This is one of the last chances where it is incredibly easy to go back up to the surface. The way you do that is you go far right in the ice area, and there is this pit that leads down from across the lava lake and next to Squidward. Now, I only recommend doing this if you already have black holes / heals or Tinker Everywhere, and you have a setup that you are confident with taking on the alchemist with, because the alchemist will drop the things you need to be able to cast spells indefinitely. Otherwise, we will keep diving down until we get black holes slash shields slash teleports, or we reach the holy mountain above the Temple of the Arts. Then there we will make our final decision about whether to continue this run as a god run or continue it as just another normal run. Well, here above the holy mountain above the Temple of the Arts, you could in theory go down to the Temple of the Arts and grab the perk there if you have a good run and you have black holes and you have ways to get up to the top, but that requires a lot more mining than 2 black holes per holy mountain. So do that at your own risk. But if you do, you have to mine like up and to the left to get out. Now, if you have Tinker everywhere, if you have black holes, if you have black holes, this is the point where you turn around and go up. If you don't have healing or teleport or Tinker everywhere, that's okay. You are going to need to look for teleports and healing. And if you're mining up with plasma, oof, that sucks. Look for black holes. If you don't have any way to get out of the holy mountain, like going upwards, like my situation here, this is the point where your run definitely goes just into another run. I have great perks, no Tinker everywhere, unfortunately, but I have no way to get up out of this pit. So I'm just going to attempt to kill Colmy. If you do, awesome. I will cut to a run that is prepared to go up, and I will meet you up at the top at the surface area. See you in a bit. Quick little note when heading up through the holy mountains is choose about here and just go straight up, because there is the portal, one of the portals that you can get down here with. Also, I remembered while doing this, as you can also use luminous drill to make your way up through holy mountains. Congratulations, you've made it up from the depths of the whatever planet this is, and you are ready to take on the alchemist. The alchemist can be found to the left of the mines through either the deep dark, or you could mine through the tree / go around the tree, under the tree, over to the tree, whatever, and mine down through the snow area to get into the alchemy lab. And the alchemist will be found to the left of the alchemy lab. He will have like 1,000 health and will shoot spells at you, blah blah blah. He's a boss, whatever. You can either kill him manually, murder him with plasma, which is fairly efficient for really any boss, or you can wake up one of these little wax statue things and lure it to the boss and get the wax statue thing aggroed on the boss and kill him that way. Now, the boss will drop some symbols, and the ones you're really looking out for are Omega, which casts copies of every spell in your hand, Phi, which casts a copy of every projectile spell in your current wand, Tau, I'm probably butchering some of these, copies 2 following spells in the wand when cast, Gamma casts a copy of the last spell in your wand, and Alpha casts a copy of the first spell in your wand. Basically, these are all copying spells. This means it'll copy a spell even if that spell no longer has any cast left, which means you can cast infinite black holes or infinite healing, which we will mostly be using these for. Hopefully, you'll get 2 of one of these, or like one of Alpha and one of Gamma, and you won't have to micromanage your spells. But unfortunately for me, in this run, I only got one of these that will copy spells, so I'm going to have to do some major micromanaging between heals and black holes, with going back and forth between the Holy Mountain and one of the outer walls, which we will be heading to next. To get to one of the outer walls, you will need to head either really far left or really far right. I personally recommend really far left because it is easier to traverse when you're first getting more perks. Once you reach the wall, get out your black holes and just start going left. Eventually you'll reach Cursed Rock, which will deal damage, and this is where your healing comes in. You will heal and continue to mine as your health gets low, heal, and then continue to mine. Run back, heal, etc. until I get to the other side. Once you reach the other side, you will notice that the world is very different. It's grayer, it's weirder, And you're going to be careful about the sky because some deadly things can drop on you. Don't worry about that unless they drop on you. You will continue ahead left until you reach something very similar. It's another mountain like the one you spawn in. Whoa, that's weird. Okay. Essentially, this world is a copy of your spawn world, and the holy mountains will be there, and all the perks will be there. Some key features won't be there, but mostly we just want the perks. So head down, get the perks, and you can keep going left and keep repeating this process until you have as many perks as you want, or until your game starts crashing because you've made a really big world and loaded a ton of new things. One thing to be very cautious about is the portals. If you jump in one of the portals, it will bring you back to the original spawn world. That means if you're like 10 worlds to the left and you jump in one of those portals, you'll be brought back to the original world. It's a quick way home, but also if you're silly, it can lead to an early home trip. Well, that is everything I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope this gave you some good information on how to become unkillable, aka a god. Basically, stack up on a ton of perks and lots of health. See you all in the next video, whenever I decide that is. Fare thee well.